So today we are talking dressing yourself as an act of self-care. As you know, every fourth Thursday, we take a moment to talk about self-care. And I know when I take the time to put myself together, I feel good. And you guys know I love fashion. So I can't wait to dive into this one. But before we dive in, welcome to the bandwidth. I'm Rosie, your video coach, and I help women over 40 connect with their audience and go live. If you find this video of value, give it a thumbs up. Check out some of my other videos, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. So let's do this. Again, the title of this show is Dressing Yourself as an Act of Self-Care. And our guest today is Omiana. She is an image strategist. So welcome her to the bandwidth.
Hi, good evening, good evening. Thank you guys for welcoming me. Thank you for having me, Rosie. This is just such an honor to come and speak with you and your audience. I am Omiana Muller of Styled by Omi Oh My. I am an image strategist, and basically I just have a passion for women going after the things that they are called to do, and I help them in the area of branding. So I help with their personal and business branding, how they show up in the world, how they look, how they carry themselves, and just helping them to be more confident as they pursue their dreams, as they just pursue their goals and just live the best life possible.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you on. And you said something just to kick it off. It's just the confidence piece. As you know, my target audience is women over 40, and we're trying to go live. And the way you show up is so important. So I wanted to ask you, how do you understand and start to connect to your self-image?
Yes, definitely the way you show up is vital because first impressions matter. And yes, we want to be in a world where there's no judgments, there are no preconceived notions about people and so forth. However, that's not how our brains operate. We tend to, see things, start to have different thoughts, come to certain conclusions and so forth. So I always encourage my clients to just put your best foot forward. You're not there necessarily to live a life where you're just trying to impress people. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to be your best self. Wherever you show up, you are a brand, you are a package. So whether it's at work, whether it's going to your children's meeting at school or what have you, wherever in the grocery store, wherever it may be, it's important to just connect with who you are as a person and be able to display that outwardly. So in reference to connecting to your self-image, I think it's very important for you to think about the things that you think about. So think about the self-talk that you have, the self-talk that a lot of people are not privy to. And sometimes that self-talk can be kind of negative. So start to just pay attention to those things. What are you telling yourself when you enter a room? What are the thoughts that are going through your mind? Are you throwing judgments at your own self? Are you diminishing your value? Are you thinking about your worth and, just different things like that. So it's just important to work on self-image, which is how you see yourself, what you think about yourself. It's like a visual picture of yourself. Oh, and I also want to add that, a lot of times people don't want to be alone. People don't want alone time. They always want to be in the crowd or what have you. And definitely that's cool because I'm an extrovert. So I love being around people and getting energy from people. But it's really good to just have time to yourself, to spend time getting to know yourself, getting to know what you like, what you dislike. It's just important to, spend that time alone where you can decompress, where you can do things to really fill up your tank, fill up your love tank, just fill fill whatever voids that you may have, because sometimes when those voids aren't filled, we're going to look for people to fill them. And, we love our family and friends and so forth, but they can't fill those things for us. Happiness is a choice, and happiness is something that you have to work on.
Yeah. And you said something about, I think it's normal to kind of like sometimes have the negative thoughts, but would you say you just don't stay there in them? You may have it and then you'll be like, but I do look good in this dress, or maybe this dress is not right for me. I should switch it. But, or, when you're going through, or I guess trying different things on, is it okay to kind of like, I look a little fat in this? I mean, because sometimes I think that, I'm like, okay, this COVID weight. But I guess my question is it okay to have those negative thoughts?
Yes, definitely. It's natural. It's natural to have all sorts of thoughts,
Yeah.
but it all depends on, like you mentioned, how long do you stay there? How long do you let those thoughts linger? Do those thoughts turn into behaviors? Do those thoughts turn into truths? Those are the things that you really have to check. So, yes, we can have the thoughts or what have you, but make sure that those thoughts don't start to just have you going down a place of depression, a place of downing yourself, or a place where you're comparing yourself to other people, or you're thinking you're better than other people because you got a six-pack during COVID. It's all
Jack, I wish.
it's all good to celebrate yourself and so forth, and have the different thoughts or what have you, but just make sure that it's balanced. It's balanced.
Yeah. Now, as far as the self-image, I know they have people like you. So how do you help women with that? Take a step by step.
Okay, so it definitely depends on the needs of the woman. So sometimes my clients, they hire me to dress them for an event. They want to step out. Maybe they want to just step out of their comfort zone and stop picking the same old type of style or what have you. Or maybe they just don't know how to dress for that particular event. So I would work with a client depending upon if they want to come to the store with me, or if they don't, I could bring the clothes to them. So one thing I noticed when I was working with clients is when I would have them, I would pick out different outfits, and then I would have like a wild card that I know is out of their comfort zone. And when they would be trying on the clothes, I would listen to them. Oh no, my thigh is showing. Oh no, my tummy. Oh no, I don't like the right side of my stomach, or my arm, and I don't like the shirt to be past my elbow, and different things like that. And I started to hear their self-talk. I started to hear them putting themselves down and different things like that. And I'm like, girl, what's wrong with your elbow? There's nothing wrong with your elbow. But it's whatever that conversation that they're having in their head or what have you. So in that particular instance, then I may have to do some coaching with that client. So sometimes they just need a wardrobe haul. Our wardrobes can be stacked with so many different pieces that we hardly wear. We probably wear 5 items. Well, not the fashionistas, because we love to we love to wear all sorts of stuff and mix it together, what have you. But sometimes people just have a closet full of stuff that they're not wearing. So they hire me to come in, put these outfits together, just give them a different view of their closet, basically. Some clients, maybe they just need help with their social media, their social media presentation. So I help them with managing their accounts and doing photo shoots and dressing them for those photo shoots and so forth. So it just depends on the needs of the client. Sometimes, a client may know that they're called to do something, like they're called to be the CEO of that company, they're called for that position that they're interviewing for. However, they can't necessarily see themselves doing it. So when I come in, I show you exactly how you look, how you can look, how you should look. Like, this is in you, this is part of you. So I just match the internal to the external.
Yeah. So two things I want to circle back. How does the wild card go over? Because you have some people that are so stuck in their lane and they're so scared to try something different. So how does that go over with most of your clients? Are they accepting of it? Because they're hiring you for your expertise.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So most of my clients in the past, they have been accepting of it. And my main goal with the wild card is not necessarily that they keep that piece, but I want to see them see themselves in it. That is the whole point. It's to push the envelope. It's for you to see like, yes, you look amazing in that dress. You know, it may not be your style or what have you, but because of your preconceived notions, your past, whatever self-talk that you had when you go shopping, you never would try on that particular style. So once I put them in it, they're in awe, just shocked. Like, I would have never picked that up. I would have never tried that on. So my main goal is just for them to try it on and for them to look in the mirror and see themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost you a thing to do that. And that's the same thing about going live. Like, just try it. You can, have no regrets. You can, say, I tried it, I didn't like it. But if you don't, it's nothing if you're in a dressing room. And that's my favorite thing. Like, because you can never tell how something looks on a hanger, So I love trying on stuff. And I'm always surprised. I'm like, okay, yeah, I would never thought that this was, would fit me like this, or this color would do something to my complexion unless you try it out. So
exactly. Oh, can I interject something?
Absolutely.
So Zara started their sale. I think yesterday was online and today's the in-store sale. And one thing with Zara, I love shopping at Zara, right? But every time I look online, I look at the models, I look at the clothing on the models, I'm like, to me, a lot of times it just doesn't look right. Like, you have to really look at the piece of clothing, and picture yourself actually in the clothing, because to me, the models just don't do it justice. So,
I agree.
Yeah. I'm like, I think they're bringing down the value of this dress, man. But anyway, so it's really good to try things on, just to see, just to try. And with those simple acts, you're like breaking barriers, unfortunately, we have some negative self-image determinations that we made about ourselves from our childhood. And with you just trying something on and seeing how it looks, just breaking barriers, just simple as that.
Yeah. And it boosts your self-confidence as well, because I know for me, if I'm in the dressing room and it's something surprising that I have, I'm like, okay, oh, I can do this for brunch. Oh, is anybody getting married? Like, I just all in it. And I know if it brings joy to me, it just lightens up other people as well. So fashion is my thing. I just love, clothes.
Yeah, to me, it's like artwork. That's how I look at getting dressed. Like, even getting dressed for our segment. Like, I just love this bright mustardy color. And then, I think a lot of people just pick something like maybe a gold earring or something that, is close to the color of the dress. But I was like, no. Let me pull out this blue and then the red lipstick. And I just love the colors. And to me, getting dressed is just like artwork. It's like a masterpiece. You're putting the colors together. You're going against the different color schemes and so forth. And I think I might be a little bit of a rebel. So maybe that's why I like just throwing in just odd colors and just seeing how they come together.
Yeah, I'm a color girl too. I love color. So we have that in common. It just does it for me. I do have, black pieces in there, but just color just makes me in a better mood, put me in a better mood to me.
Definitely.
Now, since we're here with talking about colors and in our closet, what are some ways to evaluate stuff in your closet to promote a more positive attitude?
Okay, so this definitely comes into play when you're doing wardrobe hauls, when you're going through your wardrobe, even for the summer months. You're going through your wardrobe, and we need to do this. We need to go through and get rid of some things. We just need to let some things go, even if you loved it one season. Maybe your attachment to it is kind of different now. Maybe you just need to let it go and give it away, donate it. So when I'm working on a wardrobe haul, I usually create 3 piles for my clients. We have the donate pile and we have the trash pile. Unfortunately, these pieces can't go to another home. Maybe it has holes, maybe it's soiled, or what have you. And then we have the love pile.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes, you see? So with the love pile, I mean, everything that goes in the love pile, they are keepers. I mean, they just bring out joy and happiness and excitement, and that's what you want to fill your closet with. Sometimes we have those pieces of clothing where it's just it's just in the middle. It's not doing anything for us per se. Um, and maybe it's like a sweatsuit. And sweatsuits are comfortable and different things like that. And it serves its purposes. And we've definitely experienced that during COVID because I was in a sweatsuit every day at home. But it's like a sweatsuit. So to me, sweatsuits are, they're comfortable, what have you. And nowadays, it's a little bit fancier, but it's still, kind of mellow, just chilling out, wearing a sweatsuit. And to me, sometimes those are the pieces that we have in our closets, and we necessarily don't need those pieces. Definitely you need like a white top, a white blouse, pieces like that. But you want to make sure you love each piece in your closet because you want it to spark joy. When you go to get dressed, you don't want to pick up that average top that it's almost like gloomy. That's the feeling it gives you. It's just gloomy. It's like, whatever, I'll put this on. Nah, you don't want that. Get rid of that top. It's not exciting. And I'm not saying that it has to have like a whole bunch of patterns or prints or anything like that. I'm just saying that you have to love the piece, okay? Whatever you have in your closet, go through it. If you don't love it, let it go.
So what about like basic pieces, because you definitely need like your tank tops to wear under stuff. So how do you know what to keep, that's basic that can be an asset to an outfit and then what to throw away?
Yes, so definitely even with basic pieces, you can love it. You can love the cut. You can love the way it looks on you. It's a piece that you can put with a jacket or a skirt or something like that to build the outfit. Yes, definitely keep those pieces, but the point is you have to love it. That's what I mean. I don't know if you recall, I think it was Zara, I think it was last year, no, maybe it's 2019 when they had the t-shirts that had the shoulder pads.
Yes.
See that style? See, that was cute. And it could have just been a white t-shirt or a black t-shirt. But the style was cute and it was simple. And just because it's simple doesn't mean it's something that you have to get rid of. No. We're just saying, do you love it? Do you love it? Are you happy putting it on? Does it make you feel good about yourself when you're putting it on?
Yeah. And so everything, like you said, should make you, smile when you put it on. If not, it should go in the, let it go pile.
Yeah, like, I mean, and sometimes people say to fashionistas like, oh, you always look put together, blah, blah, blah. They don't understand. It took me 2 minutes to get dressed. Because guess what? You fill your closets with things that you love. So I could just grab something, and it looks great because it's one of my pieces that I love. So, it's in the closet. So we definitely have to do inventory of our closets and get rid of those things that, we loved in 2008. Just let it go, refresh the closet.
So is it a such thing as style self-care, and how do you get into the practice of it?
Yes, definitely. One thing that has been on my mind is how moms take care of themselves because, oh my gosh, they just sacrifice so much. They sacrifice so much for the family. Even fathers just sacrifice so much. And sometimes they don't spend a lot of time on taking care of themselves. So to me, it's just very important for you to um, still put some effort into that area. Still put some effort into that area. We know that you parents may be pressed for time, so you can't be in a mall every weekend or just perusing online looking for outfits or what have you. But please do put some effort when it comes to your underwear. You should be replenishing that, changing, throwing away, getting rid of your underwear after a certain period.
What is that period? I just wanted to ask, since you're the expert.
Oh, it actually well, I kind of do a little let me explain.
Mhm.
So when it comes to underwear, I believe they say it's a month or 3 months or something like that. I
Okay.
don't recall exactly. I have to look up the stats.
Mhm.
But we have special underwear for special times.
Yes.
So those types of underwear may pass the the time that we're supposed to be letting them go because they're just so comfortable and perfect for that season.
Mhm.
So but it is important to make sure that you're changing up your bras, get a new underwear. I love that Victoria's Secret has like a 5 for $30 special or something like that, so you can
Mhm.
always switch it up. Take care of your undergarments, shapewear, what have you. Just make sure that you're replenishing those things, especially with the different seasons. We always need like a white shirt because for some reason our white shirts always gets messed up. every year it's like, just okay, let me go and get some t-shirts, some tank tops, or a white blouse. So just putting some effort into those areas, even if it's just budgeting. Maybe you go shopping every 6 months or something like that.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of times we don't hear people talk about, shapewear and how often you should keep your underwear and switch those things up because sometimes you're on autopilot, and I can speak for myself, and you don't think about those things. Yeah, you think about your clothing, the outer part, but you don't think of the inner part. So I just think that that's so important to touch base on, to kind of like figure out that, yeah, you need to put some energy and kind of like you said, replenish those things as well.
Yes, and you want to make sure that your circumstances are not necessarily dictating what you're wearing.
Mhm.
Because, sometimes we may go through seasons where life is just tough. Life is just hard and difficult. And a lot of times you probably just want to stay in bed. You don't want to step out. But I just encourage you to still even try to put your best foot forward. And it's even easier when you have a closet filled with things that you love. So even if you're just grabbing a pair of jeans and a top, you'll still look great because you have pieces in your closet that fit you well and that you actually love wearing. So I would just encourage people that although think times may be tough and you may be going through tough seasons, make it a habit, make it a practice of making sure that you still dress yourself well. Because not only are you showing up as your best self, although you may be feeling horrible inside, what you put on can actually lift your spirits. So one thing about me, when it's raining outside, I am going to wear the brightest yellow I can find because the weather affects my, I don't know if I want to say, not my attitude, but the weather affects me to a certain extent,
Mhm.
especially like the colder months when it's just dark and ugh. Anyway, I'm a summer baby. So when it's just rainy and maybe cold, I will have on a hot yellow blazer.
I love it.
Yeah, and that just helps me. It brightens my day. So someone may be thinking like, oh, that's a cute blazer, but they don't understand this is the medicine I needed for the day to help me get through this work day. I needed this bright yellow to just encourage me, put a smile on my face. So it's just very important to at least try, just make an effort. And that's what life is about. Just make an effort, just try. You know, none of us are perfect. Sometimes I look crazy in the grocery store. Y'all don't judge me.
The same. If you look, I am the same. Go ahead.
Don't let it be fall or winter. I got on my trench coat and I'm just like, let me just grab this and get out of here. So none of us are perfect, but just try. And it's not necessarily for others, it's for you. And that is like the biggest thing about self-care. It's for you.
Yeah.
It is for you. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
And that is so true, because I often, as I get older, I just dress according to my mood. And sometimes it may be a lot of times where I'm just running out the house and I look crazy, and I'm okay with that as I get older. But my son just called me out because he graduated from high school last year, but they had a ceremony this year because, of course, you know, with COVID, they canceled all the graduations.
Yeah.
And I don't really go out that much anymore. Like, COVID has really changed me, like, for real. And so he made me laugh because he was just like, when I came down for his graduation, you know, I was so excited to get myself together. So he just looked at me. I had my blonde wig on. I was just had my little nice outfit on. He said, you could tell when people don't get out. I said, what? I said, you better believe it. I got myself together. I felt great. And it was just like a self-care moment because I had been just wearing whatever for a while, and just to get myself together, it just boosted my mood, and I just had a fabulous day. So it really does play a part on you, you know, when you get yourself together and put an effort on and go out into the world. So
yes, definitely. Ooh, I would love to see you in that blonde wig.
I would post a picture because it was just really cute with this like pajama, you know, set on, but with my heels on. It was just really cute. It was really cute. So I just felt great that day. But what's next for you?
Well, for me, right now, I am just putting a lot of effort into the social media managing side of my business, which was birthed out of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
However, my friends and clients, they're like, oh yeah, you used to come and take pictures of us, and yeah, that fits you perfectly. And I was like, you know what? I used to be that girl with a camera years ago, showing up at my friends' events with a camera, and I'm like taking pictures and creating albums on Facebook and sending it to them. And I was like, yeah, like, how did I forget that? Like, I used to do those things. So basically, I'm helping my clients with their photo shoots. Sometimes I'm the photographer, and just putting a lot into that area. I'm happy about it. I'm excited. You have even encouraged me because I need to go live more often. And you know what? When I show up live, I love it. It's like my spot. It's like where I need to be. But I don't know what's stopping me, and I need to get over that. And just
let's talk about it real quick. What is it? Because you are like, it's fabulous tonight. Like, you are on, you know, and people always think that they have to be perfect. You don't. You're going to make a mistake. Just to let them know, like, we had technical difficulties before we got on here today. It's always something. You just have to like reset and push on. But what do you think is stopping you?
I think because I'm far from thinking of myself as being perfect or even trying to do it perfectly, because I know that's false. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just, I'm an extrovert. So I think it's great when I'm talking with someone. But if it's just me on the live, I think that's the problem. So it seems like I'm just talking to myself. So, but I just need to talk to myself. It's okay.
And how I get over it and how I explain it to people too is just think of that one person that you are trying to serve.
Mm,
So if it's a client or whatever you coming on to talk about, like a wardrobe haul or something, whatever your topic is, just think of that one person and that's who you're talking to. So it doesn't matter if you're on by yourself, if anybody join you, you could always save it for later, but you're talking to that one person instead of thinking you're talking to the masses.
that is so true. That is so true. And, a lot of times I tell my clients to get over yourself and focus on who you're there to serve.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yes.
gonna take your advice and that's my little twist and get over myself and think about the people that actually need this information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, don't worry about anything else. Just get the message out. So I love that. So I will be checking up on you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
And so how can people stay connected with you?
Well, they can definitely follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Instagram is where more of my passion is. So I'm at Styled by Omi Omai. That's STYLEDBYOMIOMY.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the bandwidth. This has been a great, great conversation. And as I always end, for my audience, your voice needs to be heard because it matters to someone. You can do it. Stop waiting. Start your Go Live journey now. So if I can support you in any way, please feel free to DM me on Facebook and Instagram. And I want to thank the team for producing this show. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please make sure that you subscribe, click that thumbs up and hit the notification bell. And if you could please comment your biggest takeaway from this episode, that will be great. And if you know of one person that could benefit from this conversation, please share the link with them. And also follow me on Facebook at Rosie Faulkner and IG at Faulkner_Rosie. And if you are ready to go live, sign up to get my 3 must-have tools. Until next week.